What's up fish friends, it's Alex here, your friendly reef dog, and today I'm going to give you my thoughts on the Reefloat Auto Water Changer. Now if you're new to the channel, I put out a video every week with tips on how to set up and maintain an awesome reef tank, so make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on anything. Right, let's take a look. Over the last couple of years, I've seen a number of people using a Neptune DOS to perform automatic water changes, but they can get pretty complicated and expensive to set up. So for those of us who don't have a Neptune Apex or the space for two large water vats, there is an alternative. And it's called the Reefloat Auto Water Changer. The first thing you'll notice is that instead of needing one bucket for new water and one bucket for old, this consists of just one container. So how does it work? Firstly, it doubles as your saltwater mixing station, so you start by filling it with RO water. If you want to leave your RO filter on overnight, there's an optional auto shut-off lid that will turn your RO filter off when your refloat is full. You then add your salt mix, insert the hose to the container and turn on the refloat's pump, which will mix your new salt water. And because the unit always uses the exact same amount of water, you can measure out the exact same amount of salt each week, rather than add some, test the salinity, add some more, test again and so on and so on. I had a heater and a second pump to mine to make the salt mix quicker, but it'll do just fine without. And because the changer does the water change nice and steadily, it won't reduce the temperature in your display tank. Once the salt water is fully mixed, you can then wheel it over to your aquarium using a dolly from your local hardware store. And now you're ready to start your water change. You attach the inlet pipe to the changer using the thumb screws. Make sure the inlet pipe is properly screwed in so it can form a watertight seal. The inlet pipe draws water from your aquarium to the changer via a siphon, and an outlet pipe attached to a pump sends water back from the changer to your aquarium. You need to make sure the tap on the outlet is dead straight so you don't restrict the flow at all, and that both pipes are higher than the changer for the siphon to work properly. The pump will then turn itself on for a minute, then off for a minute, until the water is completely mixed in with your aquarium water. The time it takes depends on the size of the unit and is self-regulated. My 53 litre or 13 gallon unit takes 2 hours. The smallest refloat unit takes 1 hour and the largest unit takes 4. The beauty of this is that it won't shock your tank if there are chemistry or temperature differences between your new water and your tank water. And the water level in your aquarium will stay exactly the same while the change is going on, although you might find your auto top-off kicks in at first as it replaces the water that is now filling the pipes. You then disconnect the changer and your water change is complete. To visualise the change itself, the jar on the right represents the refloat, and of course the box on the left represents your aquarium. Effectively what it's doing is temporarily increasing your water volume with a load of new water. Then it mixes the new water in with your aquarium water until it is completely mixed. Then you disconnect the unit, thus returning your tank to its usual water volume. Because both new and old water ends up mixed together, you end up removing about 10% of the new water when you disconnect it. So my 53 litre unit actually changes about 48 litres or 12 gallons. On my 400 litre aquarium, that's 12%. The obvious benefit of this is that you can just switch it on and let it do the change while you put your feet up. And because it's so much easier than doing a manual water change, I haven't missed a single weekly water change in the 52 weeks I've had it. Whereas previously I dreaded water changes and would look for any excuse not to do them, and my tank is much happier for it. But there are other benefits of the Reefloat. For a start, it's space saving. Instead of needing 2 water tubs, you only need 1. The tubs I previously used were huge because you need space between the top of the water line and the top of the tub to avoid spillages. But because the Reefloat is a self-contained unit, it's much smaller. And there's 0 water spillage, which means your living room floor will stay nice and dry for a change. The only downside is that your water changes will be limited to the size of the unit, so you can't use it for larger or smaller water changes. But for your weekly 10% changes, there is nothing better. It also has an override switch so the pump doesn't turn on and off when you need to get rid of the old water. Just set yourself a timer so you don't forget to turn it off. My unit takes about 15 minutes. They range in sizes from 12.5 litres or 3.1 gallons all the way through to 106 litres or 26.5 gallons. They cost between £190 and £280 and are available only from reefloat.com. It's a small UK business and the owner, Gordon, is renowned for his excellent customer service. He ships all over the world and Gordon tells me around half of his sales are overseas, with America and Germany being the biggest markets after the UK. As you can probably tell, I absolutely love my Reefloat. There are some things like an auto top-off pump or a dosing pump that make life as a reefer much easier, and having something that does that for water changes is worth its weight in gold. I credit some of the success I've had on my current tank to maintaining 10% weekly water changes no matter what. Now, not everyone is as lazy as me, and not everybody hates water changes. But if you do, a Reefloat Auto Water Changer is an awesome way of keeping up with water changes while cutting out the hassle. Now, I'm filming this outro after I've edited the video together, and looking back, it actually felt a bit over the top with praise, and I wondered if it would come across a little bit like an advert. So I thought about dialing it down a bit, but in the end I decided not to, because at the end of the day this isn't a sponsored video, and these really are my genuine opinions. I used to absolutely hate water changes, but with the Reefloat it makes it so much easier that I do it all the time without even thinking about it. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe for next week, and until next time, happy reefing.